Hello everyone. Today is a very big day for you. Today you start learning how to think better, see more, and become a smarter person. In today's world, the strongest person does not always win. The loudest person does not always lead. The smart person wins. The smart person knows how to think when things go wrong. The smart person listens before talking. The smart person sees things that other people do not see. This video is your guide. If you truly take in what I am about to share with you, it will change how you learn, how you talk, how you respond to people, and how you grow for the rest of your life. This is not about being born smart. It is about working hard to become smart. So please subscribe right now and let us start together. Let us make one thing very clear first. You cannot do well in life without learning how to think smart. You may have a lot of energy and very big dreams, but if your thinking is not good, you will waste years going after the wrong things. Being smart saves you from making choices you will feel bad about later. It helps you pick better friends, build real confidence, learn faster, and grow in life. And most of all, being smart means people cannot easily fool you. You become a person who stops, thinks, asks questions, and then makes a strong and clear choice. Being smart gives you a clear head when life feels confusing. It gives you peace when everything around you feels like a mess. That is why becoming smart is one of the best things you can ever work on. Not just for your future, but for right now, today. Rule 1. Listen more than you speak. This is one of the strongest habits of all smart people. They listen more than they talk. When you are always talking, your mind is closed off. When you are always reacting too fast, you are not really thinking at all. But when you truly learn to listen, something really good starts to happen inside you. You understand other people much better. You catch small details that other people miss. You make fewer mistakes. And when it is finally your turn to speak, you say something much wiser. Talking is easy, but listening takes real power. But because they are watching, learning, and making their thinking sharper. And when they do speak, everyone in the room stops and pays close attention. Think about a work meeting with two workers. Worker A talks a lot, jumps in fast, and shares opinions without thinking. Worker B listens carefully, takes notes, watches everyone, and asks just one really good question at the end. What happens? Worker A looks bold, but people quickly forget him. Worker B becomes the person the boss truly respects. Why? Because smart people do not talk just to fill up empty space. They only speak when they have something useful to add, and silence, when used the right way, is very powerful. Here is how you do this every day. Wait before you speak. When someone finishes talking, wait just 2 seconds. Ask yourself quietly, do I need to speak right now, or should I keep listening? Practice asking one really good question like, why do you think that happened? Or what do you mean by that? This helps people open up and gives you much more to learn. Also write down things that seem important. If you hear something that really hits you, write it down and use it later in your life. Remember this, smart people do not try to be the smartest person in the room. They try to learn the most from the room. That is rule 1. Rule 2. If there is one skill that separates a smart mind from a stuck mind, it is this one. Being ready to change and adjust. To be smart in today's world, you must be open, quick to adjust, and strong in your mind. This means you do not get scared when plans change. You do not freeze up when things go wrong. You learn how to keep moving forward even when things did not go the way you planned. It is not a sign of weakness to change and adjust. It is actually a sign of real strength. When smart people lose their job, they go and learn a new skill right away. When smart people fail at something, they change how they do it, but they do not give up on the go. But stuck people always say, I cannot do this. They blame the world for their problems. They keep using old ways of thinking in a world that has already changed, that is not being smart. That is just fear. Think about when the whole world had the big sickness a few years ago. Millions of businesses had to close. Jobs were lost everywhere. But some people actually grew during that very hard time. A taxi driver started delivering things online and made good money. A teacher opened a YouTube channel and taught millions of people from home. A gym trainer built a whole business from his living room. What do all these people share? They were all ready to change and adjust. They did not cry about what had changed around them. They changed along with it. That is what being smart really looks like in real life. Rule 3. Read books to grow, not just to finish them. Reading is one of the most powerful tools you have to become smart. But it is not about how many books you finish, it is about how you read them. You could read 100 books and stay exactly the same person, or you could read just 5 books with your full attention and change your whole life. Smart people read to understand how great minds think. They read to learn lessons that actually work in real life. And they actually use what they read in their daily lives. That is the real difference between smart readers and regular readers. Think about 2 different people. Reader A reads 20 books in 1 month. He skips through chapters fast and cannot remember a single real lesson from any of those books. Reader B reads just 1 book in 30 days. She reads it with her full attention every time. She takes notes, thinks deeply, and uses one new idea in her actual life every single day. Who is truly smarter? Smart reading is not fast reading. Smart reading is active reading, where the book actually changes how you think and how you grow. Here is how to read the smart way. First, pick books that help you grow, not just ones that are fun or easy. Start with topics like how people think, how to talk to others well, life lessons, business, and stories of great leaders. These kinds of books build the way you see the world. Second, always read with a pen in your hand. Underline ideas that hit you hard and write small notes next to them. This keeps your brain awake and makes what you read stick in your memory much longer. Third, after finishing a chapter, explain the main idea out loud to a friend or even to yourself in a mirror. If you cannot explain it in simple words, that means you did not understand it deeply enough yet. Make reading a real habit. Not for school, not to impress others, for you alone. Because every page you read with real purpose makes your mind stronger and your future much brighter. Rule 4. Learn to watch people. Smart people are not just good with information and facts. They are very good with people too. They know what is really going on in a room without anyone having to tell them. They can see who is stressed, who is confident, who is not telling the truth, and who is quietly very powerful. How do they do this? By watching carefully and paying very close attention. People share a lot about themselves all the time without even knowing it. Not always in the words they say, but in how they move their eyes, how they stand, how they react to things, and the moments when they go quiet. Think about 2 people who join a new company on the same day. Person immediately talks to everyone, shares opinions all the time, and gives advice even when nobody asked. Person B spends the whole first week just watching quietly. They see how the teams work together, notice who is really leading, and spot where the problems are. After just 1 month, Person A has become part of all the noise and drama. Person B has become the quiet leader that everyone is starting to respect. Why? Because people do not trust loudness. People trust awareness, and real awareness always begins with watching. Here is how you build this skill. When you walk into any room, do not immediately decide if people are good or bad. Just watch them. Who speaks with real confidence? Who controls the whole conversation without even raising their voice? Also pay close attention to eyes, hands, and feet. These 3 body parts very often tell the real truth about how a person is feeling inside, and watch people when they think nobody is looking at them. A person's real character always shows in their quiet, private moments. How do they treat a waiter at a restaurant? How do they act when they win or when they lose? That is their true character. Smart people always notice these moments. Rule 5. Be curious about everything around you. Curiosity is not something only little children have. It is actually a superpower that belongs to the very smartest minds on earth. It is what makes you stop and ask why something is the way it is. Curiosity is the very beginning of all real learning. Smart people are not people who already know everything. They are people who always want to learn everything they do not know yet. Curiosity makes you explore new ideas, question weak thinking, and find truths that nobody else around you has noticed yet. Think about 2 students in the same classroom. Student A only learns exactly what the teacher says and only studies what will be on the test. He gets good grades but forgets almost everything after the test is done. Student B keeps asking questions both out loud and inside her own head. Why is this true? Who first discovered this? How does this connect to real life? Student B may not always get perfect test scores, but she becomes a much smarter thinker over time, because curiosity leads you to think for yourself, and thinking for yourself leads directly to real intelligence. Here is how to build your curiosity every day. Say this to yourself every day. I do not know this yet, but I really want to learn it. Do not pretend to be smart when you are not sure about something. Be honest, admit you do not know, and then go right away and find the answer. Also, whenever you hear something new, ask yourself why 3 separate times. Why is that true? Why does it matter? Why do people believe it? Asking why 3 times leads you to much deeper truths. Smart people do not stop at just the first answer they find on the surface. They always dig deeper. If you want to truly become smart, start asking better questions today, and then never, ever stop asking them. Rule 6. Control your feelings. Be the boss of your own mind. There is no real smart thinking without first learning to control your feelings. You could be the smartest person in any room when things are calm. But if your feelings are not under your control, all of that smart thinking will fall apart when life gets hard. When you cannot control your feelings, they start running your life instead of you. They take over your words, your choices, your friendships, and your personal power. You say things that destroy years of trust you worked hard to build. You quit something important because you felt angry for one single moment. Smart people train themselves over time to respond thoughtfully instead of just exploding. They feel their feelings just like everyone else does, but they do not let those feelings decide who they are and what they do. Think about a wildfire burning in a dry forest. It starts with just one tiny spark, but if nobody puts it out, it grows and destroys everything around it. That wildfire is exactly like feelings that are totally out of control. Now think about a strong dam built across a wide river. A dam does not stop all the water from flowing. It controls the flow carefully and turns that water into real power for people instead of destruction. Your feelings are natural, just like water and fire are natural. But when you let your feelings burst out without any control, they burn and destroy everything around you. But when you learn to manage your mind like a strong dam manages a river, you turn your feelings into real strength. Here is how you start building this skill. First, always pause before you respond to anything upsetting. When something makes you feel angry or hurt or scared, stop completely. Do not speak right away. Say to yourself quietly, let me think before I do anything at all. That one pause changes absolutely everything. Second, put a name on the exact feeling you are having. Say to yourself, I am angry right now because I feel disrespected. Once you name the feeling clearly, it starts to lose some of its power over you. Third, ask yourself this one important question. What is the smartest thing I can do right now? Not what feels good, but what is actually the smart thing to do? This question moves your brain away from pure feelings and back into clear thinking. Controlling your feelings is not about never having them at all. It is about being wise and mature about what you do with them. Rule 7. Build good connections with smart people. Your mind grows bigger and better when you are around the right kinds of people. You cannot grow alone no matter how hard you try. The people you spend your time with every day affect how you talk, what ideas come into your head, how confident you feel, and how focused and strong you stay. If you spend all your time around people who think very small thoughts, you will start thinking small too, even if you are very smart inside. But if you spend your time around big thinkers and people who truly listen, your mind starts growing bigger without you even trying that hard. Think about 2 young people who both decide to start their own businesses at the same time. Person A works completely alone and only talks to friends who gossip and complain about life. He grows very slowly and keeps making the same mistakes over and over. Person B joins a local business group, asks smart questions, gets helpful guidance from people with more experience, and learns from watching others make mistakes so she does not have to. She grows 5 times faster than Person A. What changed? Just the people they chose to spend time with. When you connect your mind with minds that are bigger and more experienced than yours, you actually start thinking in completely new and better ways. Here is how to build this powerful circle around you. First, take an honest look at the people you currently spend the most time with. Ask yourself, do these people push me to grow, or do they just make me comfortable staying the same? Second, go to where smart and growing people actually are. Look for online groups, local events, book clubs, or study groups. Be humble, be hungry to learn, and listen more than you talk. Third, give value to others before you ever ask for anything in return. Smart people are naturally drawn to people who bring something useful, not to people who just make noise. Surround yourself with people who are smarter than you, kinder than you, more focused than you, and more disciplined than you. And after enough time passes, you will become all of those things too. Rule 8. Learn to solve problems, not run away from them. The world gives its biggest rewards to the people who face their problems, truly understand them, and then work hard to solve them. Every problem in your life, whether big or small, is a test of how strong and clear your mind really is, and most people fail this test. Because when a problem appears in front of them, they panic, they avoid it, they blame other people, or they give up and walk away. But smart people breathe slowly, take a step back, and say calmly to themselves, "Okay, let me figure out how to solve this." That one simple habit turns every problem into a source of real power and growth. Here is how you build this skill. First, do not react with your feelings right away when a problem hits you. Stay completely calm. Say to yourself, "This is not a disaster, this is a puzzle. I am bigger than this problem right now." Just doing this one thing puts you ahead of most people. Second, find the real problem underneath, not just what you see on the surface. Most people only fix what they can easily see. Smart people dig deeper and fix the real cause. For example, if you are always late to everything, the surface answer is to set more alarms. But the real cause is that you go to sleep too late and you do not plan your mornings. Find the real cause first. Only then can you fix the problem for good. Third, always break a big problem into smaller pieces. Ask yourself, what part of this can I fix today? Breaking things down makes the problem feel much smaller and makes your thinking much clearer. Life will never stop sending you problems. But if you can quietly say to yourself, "I know how to think through this," then you are not just smart, you are completely unstoppable. Rule 9. Push your brain to keep growing past what is comfortable. Smart people never stop growing because they never stop pushing their own brain to do harder and newer things. This final rule is not about school tests or degrees on a wall. It is about building the daily habit of stretching your mind past what feels easy and comfortable right now. Every single time you stretch your brain like this, your thinking gets sharper, your view of the world gets wider, and your confidence in yourself rises higher. Most people in the world stay mentally lazy their entire lives without even realizing it. They only read things they already fully agree with. They avoid any ideas that challenge what they already think, and then these same people wonder why they feel stuck and why their life never seems to change. Smart people understand that growing always feels uncomfortable at first, and they choose to go toward that discomfort anyway because they know that real intelligence lives inside the uncomfortable zone. Think about a businessman who was already 40 years old and decided one day to learn the Mandarin Chinese language so he could grow his business into Asia. It was very, very hard for him. He kept forgetting words. He felt silly sitting in class with much younger students, but he showed up and practiced every single day. After 2 full years of daily practice, he gave his very first business talk in Mandarin Chinese and signed a deal worth many millions of dollars that same day. Not because he was naturally gifted at languages, but because he chose to push himself hard even when it was deeply uncomfortable. He chose the smart path, and it paid off far beyond what he ever imagined. Here is how you start pushing your own brain to grow right now. First, seek out books that feel a little hard and challenging at first. Books that force your brain to slow down. Go back and reread and take careful notes. Second, pick a problem you truly cannot solve right now and work on it every day for 7 full days. This builds your focus, your patience, and your ability to see patterns over time. Even if you never fully find the right answer, your brain gets significantly stronger just from truly trying. Third, spend time talking with people who are smarter and more experienced than you. Ask thoughtful questions. Do not try to show off. Just absorb as much as you possibly can. Those conversations will expand your mind more than years of just watching content on a screen ever could. Push your brain every day the way a great athlete pushes their body in training, and soon enough you will find yourself solving things and creating things that the old version of you from just 1 year ago could not even begin to imagine. Remember this final and most important truth of everything we talked about today. Becoming smart is not one single moment or one big achievement. It is a way of thinking and living every single day of your life. It is not about already having all the answers. It is about always asking better and deeper questions. It is not about sounding impressive to other people. It is about thinking clearly and seeing truly. If you truly want to become smart, then read deeply with real purpose. Listen far more than you speak. Stay calm and clear-headed when everyone else around you is falling apart, and always remain a student of life, no matter how much you already know. Because the very smartest people in the world are not the ones who walk around trying to look wise. They are the ones who never stop learning from everything and everyone around them. Now you have the complete guide in your hands. 9 clear rules, the tools, the mindset, the clarity to start right now. So do not just save this video and forget about it. Live it every day. Practice it every chance you get. Let the world be loud and chaotic around you. You stay sharp and clear. Let other people chase attention and applause. You chase wisdom and real growth. Your smarter future starts right here, right now, today. If this video helped you even just a little, subscribe right now and join us, because more powerful lessons and big ideas are on the way. The best is still coming.